Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to slash that subscribe button, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, as Tanjiro makes his way back to Inosuke, he tends to Inosuke's wounds, finding it odd that the puppeteer was suffering and feared something. Following Zenitsu, we see him notice a spider following, leading him to bolt in the opposite direction. Stopping, he is shocked to see a house suspended in mid-air, whilst surrounded by several corpses, that emit a pungent smell. Suddenly a spider demon drops from the house, slowly descending and speaking. Laughing at Zenitsu's frightened demeanor, the spider demon reveals that the spider bite he had suffered earlier, will soon infect his body with a special poison that will convert him into a spider. The spider demon continues to taunt Zenitsu, leading him to run frantically up a tree, trying to keep his composure. Attempting to block out the spider demon's words, and calm himself down, Zenitsu thinks back. Having always been a scaredy cat, Zenitsu was always afraid of training, even refusing to listen to his master, who had helped him with his debt. But one day, whilst hiding in a tree, Zenitsu was hit by lightning, which permanently changed his hair. Wanting to change as a human being, Zenitsu realizes that his hair is falling out, fainting as he realizes that there is no hope. As the spider demon's minions make their way towards Zenitsu's body, Zenitsu allows his body to fall, only to take in a deep breath. Lunging at the spider demon, Zenitsu dodges the spider's poison, impressing the demon. Taking a stance, Zenitsu is interrupted, forced to reposition. This tells the demon that Zenitsu is only capable of one technique. Flashing back, Zenitsu is instructed by his master to not be ashamed of his weakness. Even if Zenitsu only knows one form, his master encourages him to master the one tech, revealing that the poisons should immobilize Zenitsu any moment now. Zenitsu is reminded of his senior, who had also trained under the same master. Even seen as pathetic to his seniors, he knows that his master still believes in him, as his master had never abandoned or given up on him. As hundreds of spiders encase Zenitsu's frozen body, we see lightning erupt from the center, blasting away the swarm. Taking a stance, whilst the air around him vibrates, Zenitsu performs his only technique 7 times, disappearing and making his way towards the spider demon. Appearing behind it, Zenitsu cleaves off its head, falling on the roof of the suspended house. With the poison now in his blood, Zenitsu attempts to slow down the poison with his breathing, but begins drifting off, accepting this as his final moment. Back with Tanjiro and Inosuke, we see the two making their way through the forest, but are shocked, seeing a demon girl in front of them. Both rushing towards her, the demon girl calls for her father, prompting a huge demon to appear from the skies. Standing in front of his daughter, the demon father allows her daughter to escape, as he begins to pummel the two slayers. Attempting to sever the father's arm, Tanjiro brings his blade down on the demon's arm. Elsewhere, we see two Harshiras, Giyu and Shinobu, make their way through the forest, splitting up to cover more ground. As Tanjiro's blade gets stuck in the demon father's thick arms, Inosuke is forced to step in and protect Tanjiro. Drawing the attention of the demon, Inosuke leads it away from Tanjiro, allowing Tanjiro to cut a massive tree, and have it fall on top of the demon. As the demon begins to drown, having been trapped under the tree, Tanjiro sees an opening. Taking a stance, Tanjiro performs his 10th water form, but is interrupted, as the demon counters. Having picked up the massive tree, the demon swings the tree at Tanjiro, flinging him far from their current location. Before Tanjiro is out of sight, he tells Inosuke that the father demon is most likely part of the 12 demon moons. Lapsing in and out of consciousness, Zenitsu is unable to feel his arms or legs, but he begins to see butterflies. Suddenly Shinobu appears, checking on him. Back with Tanjiro, he was able to stop his momentum and land safely, but overhears something. Noticing Rui injures his sister, Tanjiro is told to go away, as Rui deems this a family matter. Refusing, Tanjiro mutters how family members should treat family with the utmost care, and anything else is artificial. Suddenly the three are interrupted, as a cocky slayer attempts to attack Rui, but Rui easily dices the slayer's body. Shocked, Tanjiro notes a change in the air, as Rui is emitting a much more dangerous aura. As Inosuke runs from the demon father, he takes a break, attempting to think of a plan, but is discovered before he can finish. Resulting to brute force, Inosuke plunges his blade into the demon's arm, making use of his secondary blade to hammer his first one through. Severing the demon's arm, Inosuke is caught off guard, as the demon begins to flee. Chasing after the demon, Inosuke loses sight of it, only to realize that it's hiding up on a tree. Believing to have scared it, Inosuke witnesses as the creature sheds its shell, bulking up and regenerating its lost arm. Realizing that he has no chance, Inosuke begins to despair, but grips his blades, deciding to go down fighting. Taking a massive blow from the demon, Inosuke slashes at the demon, but its tough exterior shatters his blades. Caught by the demon, Inosuke attempts a final last-ditch strike, but even that does nothing to the demon. As the demon begins to crush Inosuke's head, his life begins to flash before his eyes, seeing his friends and a mysterious woman. Just then Giyu appears, severing as the demon charges as Giyu, he shows off his water-breathing fourth form, cleanly dismantling and killing the father demon. Back with Tanjiro, we see him begin his battle with Rui, slashing at one of his threads, but his sword is cut by the thread. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like and comment.